connecting and disconnecting. But now it looks like I'm connected to my Ethernet cable. It should be working now. So let's go straight to the topic. Uh, if you are looking for best streaming software, again, depending on what you streaming for, today that's what we're gonna talk about. And the first section, obviously, is gonna be the best streaming software for social media content creation. If you have a YouTube channel, or you stream on Facebook or Twitch, you're probably looking for features like being able to bring in guests, being able to kind of chat with people, let's say multiple guests into your live stream. You're probably looking for a setup that won't take much time to, set up. Something you just plug, have few lights here and there, and start live streaming. So the first, really, my first recommendation for social media content creators would be StreamYard, which is a web browser based streaming software. Basically, it's not gonna require you to have a super powerful computer. It's gonna be so easy to set up. All you have to do, just gonna be able to log in using your email address, and once you logged in, it's gonna open a little setup like a studio. Then you're gonna be able to really start live streaming, have some sort of lower thirds, show your guests, let's say your comments from the chat. You also gonna be able to live stream to multiple platforms, like you can stream on YouTube, stream on Facebook at the same time, your LinkedIn, you can stream on your Facebook page, Facebook groups. So StreamYard is really a good solution for somebody who's not really tech savvy and you just want to get going. So easy to use, no need to buy super powerful computers and stuff like that. Of course, comes with a price to it. You have a free version or free trial that you can use. It comes with the little watermark on your live stream, so you're gonna have like StreamYard logo on the screen. But other than that, StreamYard is gonna be fantastic. It's used actually by most popular YouTubers right now. A lot of people use it, and it really has. Myself, I have used it, and it's really, really good, and it's very to use. So my number one recommendation again is gonna be StreamYard if you are trying to live stream for social media. My recommendation number two again is Melon app, which is a little bit. It works like StreamYard. It's like StreamYard's competitor. By the way, there's so many other softwares on the market right now that will kind of compete with StreamYard. So it's not like StreamYard is the absolute choice for this kind of stuff. And Melon app is actually one of those, and it does exactly the same thing. You're gonna be able to do a lot of stuff like streaming on multiple platforms, bringing in guests by simply sending a link to them, and at the same time, it's gonna give you this cool stuff. Like being able to share your screen, have some sort of presentations, have some lower thirds, and all that kind of stuff for your live stream. So again, Melon app is gonna be one of the best, and I really recommend it if you are into creating live streams for social media. Basically, like what I'm doing right now. So right now I'm using OBS, but I'm actually looking into getting Melon app or StreamYard, especially the time that I will start bringing in guests, because it's gonna be easier for me to kind of so you just send a link, especially for people who don't know, may not have stuff like OBS or other complicated software, or they're not tech savvy. You just want to send them a link. Either they can use their phone or use a computer. They're gonna be able to just click on the link and join you on the live. So these two apps or live streaming softwares, they're gonna be very, very useful for that matter. Okay. Again, the next one is gonna be Ecamm Live. This is Mac only, so it's like this is gonna work on Mac. It's like an application that you're gonna download into your Mac, and again, it's gonna be very, very useful. It's very used by a lot of YouTubers as well, very popular. And if you're using a Mac, it's gonna be very, very easy to use. And again, it's gonna give you all the tools, like doing some sort of presentations, bringing in guests. It actually does work almost the same way as StreamYard. And the good thing about it is that it's gonna be able to give you if you're working on Mac, again, it's gonna be able to give you all the features that you get from StreamYard. And it actually looks good. I like the interface of it. And again, it has a lot of good feedback. So if you use Mac, and I encourage you to check out Ecamm Live. I'm sure you're gonna like it. But all these 3 apps that I just mentioned and many other apps out there, you're gonna have to kind of pay for them, so they're not free. So that's the thing. If you're on a budget and you may be getting started and you don't have money, you may not have money to spend on these apps, and you probably have time to learn, then I'll say OBS Studio is gonna be your choice. Because OBS is gonna be 100% free, so it's a free app. Again, you're gonna need to download it into your computer, and you're gonna need to have some sort of not super powerful computer, but like a good computer that can handle streaming. So OBS is gonna be your choice. And of course, OBS, the only downside of it is the fact that it's gonna require you to kind of set it up from scratch. Okay, so you're gonna have to, they say, depending on what you want to do, if you want to do live streams like what I'm doing right now, again, you're gonna have to set up your scenes, your sources, plug in your cameras, everything, kind of set it up from scratch. So it's gonna take you time to learn and time to set up. Once you have it set up, you should be good to go. The good thing about it is 100% free, and it works fine. And a lot of people actually use it. You're gonna be able to easily find some tutorials online for it. You can live stream on multiple platforms with OBS. It's just you're gonna need to get some sort of some plugins and stuff like that. Other than that, OBS is gonna be really a fantastic tool to use for live streaming. Now, if you were live streaming for a church, or you live streaming for something like live events and stuff like that, then I've got another section for you, for like section of or another group of software that I recommend if you are live streaming for churches and events. And of course, my number 1 recommendation for live streaming for things like that, the reason why I feel like I had to create a different section is because the needs that you have if you're live streaming for a church, they're going to be different, right? Or anything that involves musical performance, like, or let's say even if you're live streaming for like a studio or a football game, things that require more cameras, multiple cameras, multiple angles, high-end production, a little bit of audio, more graphics and stuff like that, then you're gonna need a more professional software to do those kind of stuff. And my number 1 recommendation is gonna be vMix. The reason why I recommend vMix, again, vMix is gonna be PC only, but other than that, vMix is an amazing tool. It's gonna give you like a way to input multiple inputs, multiple cameras, if you have PTZ cameras, you're gonna be able to input those. You can even control PTZ cameras within vMix, and at the same time you can bring in guests. The same things that we were doing in StreamYard, you're gonna be able to do those in vMix, and you're gonna be able to live stream on multiple platforms. So like vMix is really good. The only problem again is PC only, so you're not gonna be able to use it if you live streaming on Mac. So it's gonna be only for PC users, okay? But other than that, again, it comes with a little bit of price. So if I can go to actually vMix page right now, just gonna show you a little bit. So if I go to the vMix page, you can see that depending on which license you get, you have the basic HD, you have the HD, you have the 4K. You know, like you can even live stream in 4K, so that's really good. And then you have the Pro. So depending, you can see like their pricing depending on what you want. I will see most of the people, if you live streaming in full HD, I would say actually the $350 plan. It's not a plan, it's actually a lifetime license, so you don't have to pay every year or every month. This is gonna be really good. So as you can see, like you have support free updates for the first 12 months, and you have total inputs of 1,000. So like 1,000 like basically to tell you that you have unlimited inputs, because nobody's gonna have like 1,000 inputs. If you go with the basic HD, it only gives you 4 inputs. So basically 4 input, that's like your camera if you have a camera, or 2 cameras. And if you have some let's say a computer, you're sending in graphics using a computer, then that's like your third graphic input, right? So like 4 inputs, you may work with 4 inputs depending on how you do it. I've actually seen some people that will use like something like a hardware encoder, like the ATM Mini or ATM Mini Pro, then have that coming in, switching the cameras and coming in as 1 input, and then you have 3 inputs left where you can use them for, you know, graphics and stuff like that. So basically that's another way of doing it, right? So again, you can choose between the basic HD or the HD. Honestly, I feel like they're not expensive. Now if we go to 4K, you can see the 4K one is $700 US, and of course you still have all the inputs and everything, and you get the first 12 months free updates, and of course you're gonna be able to live stream in 4K. So that's like, I don't know if we are there yet. I've seen some people actually started live streaming in 4K right now, but not everybody's doing it. But I feel like maybe next year, 2022 or 2023, I feel like people are going to start live streaming in 4K. Again, it really depends on your needs. But I feel like vMix price-wise is really good, and it's really user-friendly, and at the same time, it's a fantastic software. So I really recommend it 100%. Again, the next one is gonna be Wirecast. Wirecast. The reason why Wirecast is a really a professional software as well. I had time to kind of take a look at it, all the features that it has, and at the same time I've known people actually who have used it, and this is a really professional like great software for live streaming. So if you are into, let's say, live streaming for churches and you know, or events, this is going to give you like 100% professional live streaming experience. If you go to their page again, just to show you guys, so this is Wirecast Studio. You can use it. This is not like, unlike vMix where it's only for PC users. You can use Wirecast for Mac or Windows, and you have 2 licenses that you can buy. You have the Wirecast Studio, which is roughly $600, and you have Wirecast Pro, which is $800. Again, all of them, if you take a look, just show you a little bit. So if you take a look at the features, they really have like really good features. Even the basic one, the $600 one, you can see you have unlimited features, inputs. You have 2 remote guests, so you can still bring in guests into your live stream if you want that, if you need it. Which I feel like most of the time, let's say if you're live streaming for an event or a church production, man, I don't see why you're gonna need to bring in guests. But again, you never know. It may happen. Maybe you're doing a Bible study, a live Bible study, and you need to bring in somebody from far. So you never know. So that's a feature that you can use. vMix does have the same feature, by the way. And again, you can see that it has so many cool features. I invite you, I'm gonna put links of all the software that I talk about and description. I invite you to go through all the features. Just take a look. But what I can say, like, this is gonna do, these 2 software are going to allow you to do almost anything that you need to do. You're gonna be able to bring in guests if you need that, but other than that, you have good audio controls for, again, if you're doing something for a church or a live event. So you need good audio controls. You have a way to actually, you can record your live stream entirely. You can even record, do the ISO recording, which is like record each input separately. So like there's so many things you can do. You can live stream to multiple platforms. Let's say if you want to live stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, you can do that. So like so many things that you can do with this 2 software. So again, it's up to you, depending on which one you feel familiar with, or if you're using Mac or PC, they are all great. Again, if you're on a budget, I say vMix is a little cheaper, so you're probably gonna go with vMix, because vMix is gonna be really fantastic as well, so you should not worry. Okay. We also have the xSplit, which is another option that you may consider if you are into live streaming, again, for events or churches. Know few people who use xSplit, and if we go to their website, just gonna show you a little bit. They have different pricing, from VCAM to presenter, broadcaster, and premium. So the premium one is like the most expensive one, and it comes at $230. The xSplit, it looks a little cheaper than all the 3 software, or the other 2, or like cheaper than vMix and Wirecast. But again, vMix, if you buy the cheaper plan, is actually cheaper than xSplit. But this is a fantastic software as well that you can use. And if you can see, you go through it. It has a free version as well. But again, if you use a free version, they're always going to put some logo on your stream, which is something that you don't want. So probably not gonna recommend that if you are into professional live streaming. But other than that, you can see they give you unlimited resolution if you go with the broadcaster premium. Let me see the best features for this one. Yeah, it has multi-streaming as well, and it has unlimited scenes, and you can stream in full HD, and you have VIP support. So like you're gonna be able to do almost anything that you would want to do on a live stream, again, depending on what you're live streaming for. I know a lot of you watching live, you are live streaming either for a church or streaming for social media. So this is gonna be really perfect, and I think it's gonna be enough for your needs. But overall, I would say personal experience, I've used vMix myself, and I've seen it doing some crazy stuff. So I feel like vMix is my number 1 recommendation. Easy to use, and anyone can easily get started with it if you are on PC. If you are on Mac, again, I'll say Wirecast is not going to disappoint you. Now, let's say that you don't have money and you don't want to pay for all this software. The other recommendation I would say is gonna be the big boy OBS Studio. Again, it's gonna be 100% free, so you're not paying any money. That's the beauty of it. And OBS is going to give you almost everything that you're getting from other streaming software. So that's the beauty of OBS. It's gonna be 100% free, and you're gonna be able to input multiple unlimited scenes, I would say, because you can bring in multiple inputs, so you can create and customize OBS to whatever you want. You can live stream to multiple platforms. Again, the only thing is gonna be the fact that it's gonna take time to set it up and to learn it. And if you have volunteers, maybe a little complicated to use. But apart from that, if you have it set it up and ready to go, it's gonna be really fun to work with, and it's not gonna disappoint you. And again, it's gonna be 100% free. So OBS is another solution. Another way of actually solving some of the issues that you may have with OBS is maybe if you try to pair it with something like a Stream Deck, which is like some sort of control physical surface that you can use and program it to change different scenes. So you can have your scenes already set up, and you can have, maybe if you have volunteers who are not really tech savvy, you can teach them how to switch from camera 1 or scene 1 to scene 6 or 7, and that's gonna help you. Another way of using it, again, is to combine your hardware. So get something like an ATM Mini and get to combine it with a streaming software. That's gonna be a lot of people actually do that. That's gonna be really it's gonna make your life more easier, and it's gonna be fun to either pair it with OBS or XSplit or Wirecast or vMix, any other software that you may want to use. If you combine with a hardware encoder, or no, I'll say maybe not encoder, but a hardware switcher, this is gonna be really good. So guys, these are my top recommendations for best live streaming software for 2021 going into 2022. If you have questions, make sure you put it down in the comments and let me know what you think. But other than that, guys, this